うるせえバーカ。
バカバカバカバカ。
Man, we wanted to get this out, 2 weeks ago during the last break week, but I'm glad that we waited because One Piece has been crazy these last couple weeks, bro. We're on break week right now, though, by the way. As of us recording today, it's July 18th? 19th. July 19th. We're on break. It's break week. We got some shit to talk about today. But I'm not here by myself. I'm here with my boys, man. Welcome back. I got my boy Jag and my boy Akuma, Kazi, Bimu Nala, and Hex. How y'all doing, man? How y'all doing?
Cool, bro.
Bro, did he even say me?
Big chillin'.
Terry, you part of the core group, though, bro. You part of the core group. So
I'm about to you did leave that man name out.
Because I was thinking, I was like, maybe I didn't hear it right, but like, no, this nigga didn't even say my name.
now, obviously, you got my boy OP Lock, man. We're missing Drady Boy and Tiger today. They got some other shit to be doing, but no worries. We got the One Piece discussion group back together again. We're going to be discussing some Elbaph greatness, man, because Elbaph has been cooking on all cylinders, man, giving us everything we've been asking for, plus more. And it's rare that Oda gives us answers like this. So the fact that we're, like, getting answers and we're seemingly getting continuations from those answers, we're not just, oh, here's a little bit, we're going right back to the Straw Hats. Like, nah, nigga, like, we're in deep right now. We're in deep. Yeah. We're gonna get to that, though. Last time we tried to record, we had some technical difficulties, so we couldn't even get that shit out for y'all. But this time around, we got everything down packed. But honestly, man, I wanted to just get everybody together and just see how everyone's feeling about the arc so far. There's a lot of stuff going on that obviously we're going to talk about. But how's everybody feeling about the arc so far as a whole, man? We're probably about the halfway point at this point, I would feel like. So,
Very impressed. I'll say that. Very impressed.
yeah.
A lot of the shit that they announced for, I mean, like the Loki situation, the Rocks announcement, the Gunko reveal. It's been nothing but banger on banger since this arc has low-key started. I feel like in general.
Nah, I agree. I feel like
I agree.
the complaints that fans had online are kind of. I feel like he kind of shut them all up. A lot of the pacing, people were having pacing issues I was seeing online before. I don't really understand why people were having issues with the pacing. Every arc kind of starts like this. We got to get the exposition. We got to get the characters for the new region out the way. So I feel like just typical Oda fashion, he's just going through it. But now that we're finally in it, the God Knights, Emu, Rocks, Harold, Loki, everything, Gabon, like I feel like we're finally like eating now, like officially. Like it feels like the final saga for real. I ain't gonna lie, it really does. It really does feel like the final saga right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, low-key. I feel like by the end of this, like since it is the final saga, who is all the people you think are going to be showing up on Elbaph, and is the war going to be taking place exactly where they are currently, you think?
I feel like it's kind of hard to say. I feel like it is kind of hard to say. I don't think the final war is taking place this arc on Elbaph. I think this is the prelude, though. Like we're gonna get to see Emu and Luffy face to face finally. Even though it's through Gunko, we're gonna see Emu and Luffy in Gear 5 face to face for the first time. So who knows what could come out of that. Obviously, the other God Knights are gonna see Luffy. They know Luffy's there. They're showing I wouldn't say admiration. They're showing fear towards Luffy, him being an emperor. Gunko saying she's like most terrified of Nika. I think that's pretty interesting. feel like a lot of stuff really gonna like start here. We have all this shit in the Holy Land happening right now too. Like there's just a lot of like factors. Blackbeard doing his thing, Dragon doing his thing. Like everything is kind of like moving, and obviously the big eggshell is Shanks is probably on the way back right now. So people are forgetting like all this shit's happening right now. We're here to see Shanks. We're about to get that reunion finally. Like I feel like a lot of people, it's kind of like going over their heads right now. Like we're probably about to see Luffy and Shanks reunite after what? It was yesterday. It was like the 28th anniversary for One Piece Chapter 1.
Yeah.
28 years.
Yeah.
28 years for us. Like 16 or like 12 years for him?
Yeah, around there. Yeah. But I want to get y'all feedback though, man. Like, how are y'all feeling, Jay, Skully, Kazi? How y'all feeling about the arc so far before we really get into the meat of everything, the meat of the conversation? Because it's going to be a long one for sure. It's going to be a long one. There's a lot to talk about right now.
I feel that I've never seen a work of fiction so masterfully told. If you've been here since the beginning, then you know where we were and you know where we're at. And to be here right now experiencing this, you would never think that you would be right here and that this story and this world would have evolved so much and would have had so much meat and grit behind it. Especially being in Elbaph and seeing the origins of Elbaph, seeing what was on the tree, seeing how important this one country that has pretty much not been talked about as much as it should have been anywhere else, you know? There's just so many questions and we get so many answers in real time. I'm just along for the ride and I'm loving every bit of it.
Nah, facts. Facts. Skully, how you feeling?
This art, the more and more it goes on, the one thing, like the one feeling that just keeps just like, you know, coming back over and over and over again every time I read a new chapter is just like anticipation. Just like I can't wait for the next chapter. Every chapter I read, I can't wait for the next one just because this shit really finna end, bro. Like this shit really finna end. It might take a long time to end, but like Kazi said, from where we was in the beginning to where we are now, the stuff that we're seeing, like we got, like you said, like you touched on a little bit earlier, Will, we got Emu or Gunko, however you want to look at it, on the island with the Straw Hats. We might get like, you know, this possible encounter, like the events. We got Luffy possibly freeing Loki and that whole like, you know, join my crew thing going on. It's so much happening. You can tell that by the time the Elbaph is over, it's gonna be another one of those egghead moments where like something happens there. It's gonna like, you know, it's moving the gears forward. Like, you know, there from where like the stuff that we got going on now, like I can't even imagine what we got coming up next in the future. Like this shit is gonna be crazy. Seriously,
no, I agree. I knew Elbaph was gonna be like grand in scale, like a Wano, you know, like a Marineford. You know what I'm saying? Like these are like those pivotal moments in the story. Even Egghead, we didn't expect Egghead to be that type of arc, and that was that type of arc too. So I feel like when it comes to where Elbaph is and where we can head now, like the possibilities are really endless. Like ever since Wano ended, like I feel like the story has not gone the way anyone thought it would. Like people had their predictions and like their theories on like where the Straw Hats are going to go next, where the world government is going to do next, the revolutionaries, like everybody, right? Like we didn't expect to see rocks right now. We didn't expect to learn more.
I did.
Besides Terry.
Bro, they call it.
Besides Terry, the number one rock stand.
Bro been calling it for like 60 plus chapters at this point.
Yeah, no, I can honestly say Terry has been the only one that has been saying it. we didn't expect to learn more about the Void Century, and even possibly before that with the mural. Like that was the thing that we talked about before. Unfortunately, we weren't able to upload it, but we had a long ass conversation about what the mural could mean and the significance of it. Like, it's just, it's crazy. It's crazy. And in typical Oda fashion, there's just so many things happening all over the place. Like, where's Kid at? Kid was last seen here. What's going on with Law? What's happening in the Holy Land? What's going on with Yamato? Is Yamato gonna come back and join the crew? Like, is Loki gonna join the crew? It's just so many things happening all at once, and I feel like it's just another example of just how good he is at juggling so many narrative plot points all at once while still keeping us focused and hyper fixated on like the now. Like we're in the flashback and we're locked in. Like niggas ain't worried about Emu. They ain't worried about Luffy. They ain't worried about none of that shit. We're worried about Harold. We're worried about Loki in the past, and we're worried about fucking rocks. That is literally it.
Yeah.
That is literally
like anything that Luffy's gonna be preparing himself to do at this point is like what we expect from Luffy, whatever it is. But it's the contenders that are coming up now that are becoming more of an importance because it's coming down to how do we defeat the immortal. Like Luffy's getting extremely powerful, but it's like you're getting down to immortal people now, and this is why I think the whole rock situation happened with Emu being in the room of flowers. Is the fact that you can't just kill Emu by just normal means. I'm assuming that it's going to take something like way beyond hockey to kill Emu. Like it's going to do, because if he has his subordinates as strong as they are and they're immortal, you can only imagine what his level of immortality could be.
I agree.
And how it's going to be to like fight him, because it's not going to be like an ordinary fight.
If Joy Boy couldn't do it, it's not going to be as easy for anyone else to do it. And like obviously we don't know the significance of how crazy that fight was, or if that fight even took place between Joy Boy and Emu in the past. We're assuming it did, but obviously it's up for time to tell when we do eventually get that Void Century flashback. But no, Terry's right. Like, I like that we're going back to the emphasis on Conqueror's hockey. I feel like it kind of flew over. Like Wano, Onigashima, third act, we kind of were fixated on it with Kaido and Luffy, you know? And even like remnants of it through the Odin flashback, just how prominent Conqueror's hockey is. But I feel like Egghead, we kind of like, you know, there was just more important shit happening. But like Luffy wasn't using Conqueror's hockey really against Lucci or Saturn or the other Gorosei like that. I mean, obviously they say he's always emitting it through Gear 5, but we weren't really seeing like the art style that Oda displays when it comes to like advanced Conqueror hockey attacks in Egghead compared to like what we're seeing now with Emu popping up through Gunko, and with Loki and Harold in the flashback, and Rox and Harold in the flashback, and Rox's sword style, quote unquote. Like, I like that we're starting to do that, because Gabon is like showing us, like, yes, these dudes can't die, but you can still fuck them up really bad, like if you have Conqueror's hockey. So I do want to.
I think Rox could have definitely fucked Emo up. Like, I feel like Rox definitely could have done some damage to him, but it would have done nothing because you can't kill him or take that spot from him. That's where I really think it's coming from.
Yeah, I want to talk about that actually. Talking about Gabon, talking about the emphasis on Conqueror's hockey again right now. How he was talking with Zoro about how oblivious he is to his own abilities. People's theories and opinions on Sanji possibly having it. What do y'all think? Jalen, what you thinking, bro? You think how you feeling about?
Sanji has conquerors.
Yeah, you think Sanji got Conqueror's Haki?
I feel like he should have it to be considered the wing of the Pirate King, but nah, at this point, he hasn't shown nothing that truly signifies he even knows of it. He just keeps on, oh, me. Like he's trying to pick me with that thing right now. Into my, yeah, me? Oh, yeah, no, not you. And
I
I
could.
still find it wild. Zoro didn't even know. He's just admitting it, and Luffy had to be the one to tell him, yeah, I knew that, which is wild to hear Luffy say that in the first place.
Literally.
Like, has Luffy or has Sanji thought about asking Luffy? Like, if Luffy could just tell, like,
That
he
is a good
shouldn't.
point.
The only reason people are circulating around the thought of Sanji having it is because when Gabon was talking to them about it, and Sanji like went up to Gabon and was asking him like, "Do I have it? Do I have it?" There was one panel specifically that like showed some type of significance in their conversation that we didn't hear. Like Sanji was like shocked to like hear something from Gabon. So it's possible. I don't know why Oda would hide that from us, because people's arguments about it, because I was kind of like wavering on it too. People's argument is like to have Conqueror's Haki, you have to have kingly ambition. That's not true. At least partly true, but not all the way true. There are characters in the story that have Conqueror's Haki that don't have kingly ambitions. They don't. Like there's multiple characters in the story itself that don't have kingly ambitions. Katakuri doesn't have kingly ambitions. Gabon doesn't have kingly ambitions.
So
Rayleigh
like
doesn't
it
have.
goes into like your ambition. Like you don't have to like you truly
Yeah.
believe in something, you deeply like care for it enough. So not to be really kingly, but if you really fully yourself, I know I'm gonna get this. I know I'm like this. Then yeah, you're gonna get it at some point.
Yeah, like
Dolphy
Garp.
literally got his as a child from hate.
Ace didn't have kingly ambitions. Garp doesn't have kingly ambitions. Like that whole trope about like, oh, you have to want to be a king or a master of something. Like I feel like it's kind of inaccurate. It's kind of
I
inconsistent.
feel like that's getting exposed right now. I feel like that's just what everybody assumed it was.
Yeah.
And now Oda's actually going into, hey, this is how it actually happens.
I think it's will. I think it's your will, to be honest. I think it has more to do with that. I think those kingly ambitions help a lot, but I think that theme of having strong willpower, enduring, just like we just saw with Kuma and how much he just went through. We don't know if he has, but that's another talk for a different day. But I'm just going back to that same theme of having the willpower to pursue something and see it to the very end, no matter how difficult it is. I believe that has a strong connotation with Conqueror's Haki.
Yeah, I agree. Skully, how you feel?
Yeah, I feel like probably, like at first I could see where people would take that like kingly ambition thing, like to like the fullest. But as the more and more we go on about the series of One Piece, it kind of does seem like it's more like about willpower, even like just like the theme of like will and like the just like the will to survive and fight. It's come up a lot, so I feel like probably like people who aren't easy to give up, we'll probably see them more having Conqueror's Haki. But like I said, because of that, like you said, I mean, because of that one panel of him getting surprised or whatever he said with Gabon, he might probably have it. Like, but I don't know why he would hide it either. It don't make a lot of sense. Like if we're just talking about it, we would just say it. But
I'm just glad we're not
because
getting another form of
something
hockey right
different,
now.
though. It might be something different though, because Sanji isn't like he GMO and shit. So
Yeah, true. Very true. I'm just glad it's not another form of hockey that we're going to have to just master. I'm glad that we're sticking with the Conqueror's Haki narrative that we got from Wano, because I really do like that. Like, I fucked with Rio. I like that Rio was kind of like a bridge to that, you know what I mean? But I'm glad that we're not getting like a whole new form of hockey that's required to like fight another enemy. I'm glad that we're just sticking with, if you're really like that, then you're the type of people we need right now. If you're not
Yeah.
like that, then unfortunately you can't really do nothing.
I can't wait to get an explanation for D, the letter D, this will and the connotation between those two things. I need to understand why it is that that letter is so important.
Yeah, I'm interested in the D clan. I was seeing theories about it being related to Davy Jones. I was seeing people say like, I don't think, I'm not buying it though. Only thing we really know about Davy Jones is just the Davy back fights. So I'm not really leaning towards. I think for one, let me just say this: the theories as of the last month have been out of this world. So applause to everyone that's just deep diving into this story. Because one thing about One Piece, the theories that the fans come up with are absolutely insane. Whether they're just so far left that they don't make any fucking sense, or you're like, actually, this could work. Like, this could work. Like the Buggy and Rocks theory. I think that is crazy. I think
That is crazy, but it like the evidence is kind of there.
It is.
Explain that theory to me, please.
They think that Buggy's his second son, bro. Whitebeard, or Roger, not Whitebeard. Roger would call Buggy second son. And their wanted posters, if you look at Buggy's current wanted poster and Rock's wanted poster from the most recent chapter that dropped after he did what he did in Mary Joie, they're literally the exact same. Tongue out, hand up, looking fucking ridiculous. And their faces, people have been like putting their faces together like one of one, like side by side, and they have distinct features that resemble each other. So they're thinking that he could be the father of both Blackbeard and Buggy, possibly. So
I love One Piece.
I do too, man. I definitely do. Are y'all impressed by the God Knights? I guess we're talking about how to beat them, but are you guys like impressed by them as a whole so
Yes.
far?
Yes.
I mean, they pretty fucking ruthless. I mean, the moment they spring into action, they just like ready to just kidnap and kill a bunch of children. It's not. It's like at this point, it's really like they powers are just like as random as I would assume like One Piece powers to be. Like I don't remember their names, but like just like the weird seahorse looking dude who could just like pull dreams into reality.
With
And
the
then
Kirin fruit, that shit is tough.
That shit is so crazy. And then just like the other guy just having thorns and all of that stuff. But it's not really like impressed at like their power or just like devil fruit ability and just because they're all just like pretty unique and weird in their own way. Especially with like Gunko and the arrow. I don't even remember like the full details of her power. It was so odd.
Yeah.
But I just feel like they just evil. Like there's the ruthlessness. Like that's probably like that's probably the more dangerous thing of them. Like this is really just like some evil fucks we dealing with right now, which makes it like so like anxious. Like it makes me anxious to see how we gonna get out of this. Just because like how do we deal with these people? They willing to just throw other people's lives away just like in a moment. So it's just like how do we deal with this, especially with like us needing everybody to be at a certain level of power for us to even like hurt these people, not even hurt these people. It's like, bro, we in a sticky situation right now.
Yeah. I think you hit it right on the nail. Their mindset is really what's really showing. Like we're getting this faction that we've been hearing about for a little while now. And they're pretty much just celestial dragons just with fucking actual strength. Not just influence, but like strength, actual like power. Like I think Shamrock himself, Shank's brother, that really showed me like, bro, having a Cerberus inside of a sword.
Yikes.
That is some crazy ass shit. Like that is, I'm glad that Oda is still remembering shit because like I don't think we've seen. Well, did any of the enemies in Wano have a devil fruit in their weapon? I can't remember.
Double fruit that what?
In their weapon. I think the last time we saw this was in Water 7, no? At Annie's lobby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there was anybody in, unless it was one of the performers or whatever had a devil fruit that was a weapon. I don't think so actually.
Yeah, I don't think they did because the smile fruits gave them like abnormal
Just
devil.
unhappiness.
Yeah, it was like abnormal designs, like the lion nigga with the lion in his belly, but that was just because of the smile fruit he ate, right? So I think this is the first time we're seeing that since the.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen anybody else with a devil fruit weapon besides what's his name, Spamdon, whatever. I think that's probably like the first and only time.
Yeah, because he had the elephant. Yeah, damn. So I think that's actually pretty fire. I think
But
he.
then also wasn't that like a product of like Vegapunk technology? I ain't gonna lie, bro. Somebody gotta ask Vegapunk like what like he obviously has a price, but like the stuff he's willing to give to horrible people is just crazy. Somebody gotta ask that man whose side he really on, bro. Like I'm questioning him now. Bro.
He
I
in
ain't
it for
gonna
the
lie.
scientific discovery. He told
But
you.
but you ain't got to give it to him, bro. You could just
He do,
Shit,
man.
you think he can handle a Buster Call?
By
He ain't got no
himself?
damn money.
Fuck no.
No money, no funding, bro.
that
We
shit
saw
Buster Call on
him
his
need
ass.
Luffy and them. I mean, it was different because Saturn and Kizaru were also there, but just
With
CP
everything
Zero
he
being there
knows?
would have packed him up. I feel like if Luffy and them didn't show up.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. If it's a, I don't know. It's a lot. I am impressed by the God Knights though. I do like them. I am more obviously favored towards Shamrocks for obvious reasons, but I think Gunko is cool. I like Gunko. I'm interested to see what exactly this tie she has to Brooks is because from what it seems like, she's been alive for a long ass time. So she could be from a kingdom that got erased by Uranus. She could be further back from that. I mean, how old is Brooke? Brooke is
He's like 60 something, 70 something.
yeah.
It was like 50 years that he was undead. So maybe he's like in his 80s.
Cause yeah, if she knows
I know he
Brooke
hasn't like broke
from
100 yet.
if she knows Brooke from when he was journeying as a pirate still with his old crew, or even before that, then yeah, there has to be something. So I'm interested to see how that's all going to play out.
Yeah.
Let's talk matchups. Now that we know Sanji and Zoro are going first, who you got Sanji and Zoro going up against in terms of the God Knights?
As far as the God Knights,
Yeah,
I think Sanji's gonna go against Joker with the glasses. What was his name?
the one that got his hand cut off.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the thorns. Yeah,
I feel like he's gonna fight Sanji.
that
And
makes
then-
sense because the girls are right there with him, so that would make sense. That would make sense for
Yeah.
him to go there. Yeah.
And then for Zoro, probably that nightmare dude.
He has a trident, right? Because he's a
Yeah.
fishman. Yeah, he's a
But
fishman.
it's like still kind of swordsman, right?
yeah, I don't even.
Not like a swordsman, but like
A
combative
weapons
to
user.
a swordsman.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna talk about swordsmanship here in a little bit too, because I want to get into that now that I want to talk about Mihawk. I want to talk about a lot of shit. Jay, who you got? Go. What do you think the matchups are gonna be?
Be so honest, I ain't paid attention too much for matchups. I was just more focused trying to figure out their powers and how they even got the shit. So most of them are dope. And I just fuck with the guys like completely.
Yeah,
So I haven't thought about who would possibly fight who. I've been trying to figure out the whole Gunko situation because that was just weird watching Emu descend down into her, basically, if you want to put it like that.
Yeah, there's definitely
And
something
what is
more
her
there.
connection with Brooks?
There's definitely something
Like,
more there. There has to be some type of like. I'm not sure if she could just do that to any of the God Knights, or if
yeah.
it's only just Gunko that she can channel herself through like that. So I don't know. But yeah, there's definitely something there because she was in the flower room with Rocks and Emu. She was there, so she's definitely more closer to Emu it shows than anyone else is. So
But it also showed Brooks when he was human.
yeah,
So obviously this goes back years because Brooks is a skeleton. His crew died however long ago because LeBone was still a baby whale. So this really goes back to show the void century and things because she has a relation to Brooks and he's a skeleton.
are y'all impressed by Emu's power so far? Her just, or I guess them, just
So
changing people.
far, low key, yes, because it's kind of reminding me of like a stronger Muzan.
Oh, way stronger. Yeah. Do you think
Like,
Dory and Broggy come back from this?
well, yeah, I think they do, but it kind of goes back to show, like, it kind of reminds you of when some of the poneglyphs were apologizing to Joy Boy. I'm assuming the same circumstance kind of happened where they had to apologize because they ended up betraying Joy Boy against their will.
Could be a possibility. I wonder, like, what. I forgot if it showed like what signifies if you're susceptible to getting like morphed into a demon. Because Dory and Broggy are some of the stronger giants in Elbaph. They're not the strongest giants, but they're one of the strongest giants in Elbaph, or two of the strongest giants in Elbaph. So I wonder,
Probably
like,
that arrow that can determine the demon situation. That
because it,
Gunko is. She might be like the outlet to his or their power in
it
a sense.
it shows that board. I forgot what it's called. Shikamaru played it in Naruto a lot. What was that game called?
Shogi?
Yeah, it showed the shogi board, and at least I think that was a shogi board. It showed the shogi board, and it would like show like the allies and Emu's forces, and then it would show the allies like flipping from white to black once they did
Once they
switch.
were in the middle.
Yeah, so and then more giants are slowly but surely turning into demons too. So I don't know. I hope Dorian Broggy don't die. That's all I'm gonna say. I hope they don't die.
I don't think they die.
They gonna get hurt though.
Yeah, for sure.
Going to the Holy Land though, we heard that the Holy Land is on fire from Emu herself, himself, themselves, whatever. We've heard that the Holy Land is in chaos right now. We know that the revolutionaries are attacking the food supply for the Celestials right now. But do you think Emu is saying that metaphorically for everyone being hungry and just panicking and, just in a frenzy? Or do you think there's actually an attack going on at the Holy Land right now?
If it is an attack on the Holy Land, it's probably Blackbeard.
Kazi, what you think? I could feel you thinking, nigga.
I think it's real, man. Them revolutionaries don't play, and I believe there was a panel in which some of the folks in Mary Joyce were saying, "Where's our food? Like
Yeah.
where is everything? Those guys don't play around." So if it is a mind game, I question what is the motive of that mind game.
Yeah. Do you think it's Blackbeard or do you think it's Dragon?
I think it's Dragon, definitely Dragon.
That makes more sense.
Skully, what you think?
I think that's probably like the next. Hopefully, I feel like hopefully I'm not gonna say an arc, but I hope like somewhat of like a flashback. I hope Oda goes into that because I really feel like the revolutionaries are about to like fully just move in on Mary Joie. Like after like cutting off their food supply, I feel like it's getting to the point where they just finna full out declare war on them celestial dragons. Is what I hope. Blackbeard, I can't say for sure. I never know what the fuck Blackbeard has in mind. So I just wait until he does something. So I don't ever question Blackbeard because I could never tell. But I feel like I feel like the plan probably is just to like stretch everybody thin because I feel like when like Emu probably would be worried about the stuff that's going on in Mary Joie and all the what how did I forget the name? All of the guards, all of the knights are in Elbaph right now. So I feel like also going into the matchup thing you were talking about earlier, because this all kind of goes into each other.
Right.
I was gonna say I don't even think there's gonna be a traditional matchup. I feel like something else is gonna happen, or somebody else is gonna show up and throw this shit out of whack. It isn't going. I feel like we done with traditional endings now. I don't think this is gonna be Straw Hats pick a nigga and fight him to the death, and then we move on. Like this shit is getting crazy. We gotta get out. We gotta get everybody out alive now. We survival mode until like until we just like against the wall. So I feel like like as much shit is going on right now, like all at the same time. I feel like the only next step is for it to get more and more chaotic. We need more things to happen. I'm not gonna lie to you. We need more things to happen. I need more people to show up, more clashes, and it's gonna get to the point where the whole world is damn near gonna explode, and then that's when we go into war.
Yeah.
This is gonna be the last. This is gonna be the last arc.
I definitely do feel like Egghead and Elbaph combined are like the starting points for sure. Like the Gorosei getting beat by Luffy and the Giants and Bonnie. And then now you have the God Knights mobilizing. The Revolutionaries could take advantage of that. Blackbeard could take advantage of that. Blackbeard has, what's her name, Katarina. She has, from what we know, she took Saturn's
The
appearance.
identity.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my bad. And then don't forget about Vegapunk, just like as he was dying, getting everybody the sauce to the One Piece, basically telling motherfuckers like, "Hey, this shit not just a treasure, man. Whoever find this gonna have control of the world. Like this shit the end all be all."
Yeah.
Pretty much kicking every pirate who's worth a damn in the ass. Like, hey, all right, we gotta get going. So
Shit.
now that we in a big rush now.
Marines too. Admirals.
Marines, yeah,
everybody.
Marines too. Not even pirate. Marines got Marines trying to intercept all of that. So it's like it's everything. Everything is happening now. And then us being like following the Straw Hats and Luffy being Luffy. That's instantly the main goal. So it's like we don't even got time to try to figure out like how we gonna do this or how we gonna do that. If we ain't kicking niggas asses instantaneously, we just gotta go. We own.
Oh God.
So this shit is
No, that's a great point.
Too hectic.
It's a very great point.
Well, the Marines can't do too much because they spread thin. You have Vegapunk's news broadcast letting people know the world is flooding. So civilians are now hearing this. Regular, everyday civilians, they're hearing this. That's going to freak them out. Marijuana, their food supplies are getting held up. Marines have to take care of that. They're literally spread thin. They're being hunted. So, like, honestly, I already think the balance of power has been flipped because they can't do nothing. They're literally everywhere trying to fight every issue at once right now.
No,
I honestly am not holding weight in that cross guild Marine
I'm
boundary
not.
until like a real admiral or some shit get knocked off. Like until somebody really gotta. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. That was just like some for show shit. That was like a little bluff. Cause that ain't nobody even really tried to hold up to that at this point. I ain't gonna lie.
Justin, welcome in. You came at the right time, man. We talking about some One Piece right now, man. We doing a little One Piece Elbaph discussion, man. Welcome in.
Thank you. I saw everyone's online. Thought I'd say hello. Your mic's also cutting in and out.
Yeah, I see that. I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on with that shit.
When Kazi told you earlier, you thought that nigga was lying.
Man, bro.
Hey, man.
Like I love the energy, but it was like hard to get energetic where you're just in and out.
Hey man, does it sound better now?
It does, it does. But how do y'all feel the fact that we got a couple of new rock pirates introduced?
Oh, I love it. I love it. We're actually about to start talking about rocks right now. You're about to be part of the vid now, man. So, rocks so damn cold, bro. Rocks is so fucking cold, bro.
Yeah.
The power
He one of
scalers
them,
was
bro.
eating with this chapter. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, bro.
He's making so many pirates and marines and admirals and everybody just look bad right now. He's making everybody look bad right now.
I ain't gonna lie. He might be him, bro. He might just be him.
No, there's no might. He is him. He's the GOAT. 100%. 100%.
I felt Terry's energy, bro, and like I knew it was gonna happen, but like I didn't expect because like Oda be teasing us, man. So like I didn't think that we were gonna finally get to that point so soon. But the fact that
Soon, he was introduced years ago.
Man.
but like we gonna put like a name to a face to a name. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
we got the silhouettes for Big Mom and Blackbeard, or not Blackbeard, Big Mom and Kaido and them a long time ago before we even got to know what they actually look like. So the fact
Loki
that
too.
yeah, in Loki, exactly, and Loki too. So the fact that like we're getting it this soon, I did not expect. Elbaph did seem like the right place to do it though, for sure. For sure.
I didn't expect them to go into it like when they mentioned that he fucking stabbed Loki. I was like, oh, that's like a funny little fact. I didn't think they was gonna just like fully go into it though. I was like, oh, okay. But
Oh yeah, he whooped Loki badly though. He left that man bleeding. And Whitebeard even said something.
now we just pivoting to just finding out just how much of a. I ain't gonna lie, it. Like I said before, man, the power scalers was eating with this chapter, bro. This man this nigga Rocks is so like. He damn near feel like a fan made character. This shit, like the nigga so OP. He damn near just feel like yeah. And then he snuck in the marriage wall, and he was at the reverie, and then he was in the room with Emu, and then he talked shit. Then he clashed with the Giant King. It was like damn nigga, what the fuck didn't he do? Like this nigga going crazy right now, bro.
Like I understand the need to put emphasis to like bring him up to those like historical figures we know. Like we had Kaido doing it. We know he was rivals with Rocks. We saw the crew that he led, even though it was kind of like a mishap in a way. They didn't really respect him. He still was like in charge. You know what I mean? So like we understood that like he was like that, but like immediately introducing a character, and you're telling me he kidnapped 5 kings, killed an admiral, snuck into the flower room, talked to Emu face to face, left unscathed, and was tactical enough to decide, like, yo, I'm brash,
He
but I'm
also
not.
mentioned Davy Jones too, and
Yeah.
also got most of his crew from Davy back fights. Like I never thought Foxy's Davy back fight would be so significant to this point.
But like, he's such a tactician that he understood, like, I'm a very aggressive person, but it's not time for me to fight this person right now. I'm not gonna win, so I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna spin the block. Like that shows the characteristics that Blackbeard has right now, because Blackbeard's very tactical like that too. Like Blackbeard is doing things in the background, and he understands like, yeah, Rayleigh's right here, but I don't gotta fight you right now, nigga. I'm just gonna go do some other shit that matters more. Like what?
he really his daddy's son, man.
Nah, for real. Side
Literally.
note. Next time we're playing D&D in One Piece, I don't want to hear nothing about my actions. All right, back to you.
What? Nah.
I don't want to hear nothing.
That nigga
Nah, I
wasn't out here
respect
just
that.
killing random people.
Allegedly.
He was whooping everyone's ass, left and right.
Until a chapter drop where he got a hand in his back pocket. If you know, you know. You can't say nothing, bro.
Bro, I thought I want to know what the significance of him just leaving his sword there is. Like, is it like and wasn't it supposed to be a legendary black blade
What do you mean? Rocks left his blade? Where?
in the room, right?
No, he took it with him.
Yeah, he was still holding
Oh.
it with the pistol.
Yeah, he
Oh,
was
okay.
just chilling
So
with a Glock in his
that
hand.
sword that's in the flower room with Emu right now, that's Emu sword.
From we don't know. There's a bunch of swords in there. I'm pretty
Because that
sure.
sword looks just like Rox's sword.
There are 12 legendary total, and only about like 6, 7 were confirmed so far.
We've only seen like what 2 black blades so far.
Well, because you got Odin's 2 blades, Mihawk's blade
Oh
as
yeah.
well,
Aside from black blades, the supreme grade
Rimuru's
blades.
blade.
You got Ryuma. You got Ace, Roger's sword. You got Mihawk's sword. Enma. Whitebeard's is a supreme blade, I believe.
Zoro has the other legendary sword from his dead best friend or dead cousin in the past. Can't remember the name though.
Wano Ichimochi.
I think so. Yeah, it's like the gold white one with the white handle straps. It's the one that he got from his best friend after she passed. That one's supposed to be considered one of the rare blades of the whole world.
Yeah, there's a lot. We're gonna talk about swordsmanship here in a little bit, but I think one thing people are forgetting to talk about, I feel like, they said he destroyed the gates of justice. Do y'all realize how big them shits are? Do y'all remember seeing them in Eni's lobby?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh man.
And he destroyed it. Now I'm at like you got. It comes down to it. You cannot call this man a fraud. It comes down to a point like these are the only 2
The
chapters we
gates
got
of
of this nigga
justice are
doing this shit within a
fucking
month.
huge.
This nigga is doing this shit within like a month or like a year or so. What else has he been doing leading up until the events of him killing an admiral and
Keep
before
in
he even
mind
started
too,
his crew?
him killing an admiral and doing everything he just did was before the Rock's pirates were formed.
Right, exactly. So like, what was he on? What was he there in front of an admiral for, anyways? Because were they merged while when that happened?
Yeah, they were.
Yes.
Exactly. So why was he
And
there?
Harold had got found. So that's why they ran into each other.
He wanted to just do some
Like-
shit, man. He was just kicking shit around.
Like, was it not a meeting, a situation that was had, and then like a disagreement maybe happened?
I saw people were
Or was
saying
it a
that
flame?
they were predicting that he could have been a fallen king, but that looks like that's thrown out the window. They're saying he could have snuck
he
in
could
as
have
a
been a what?
bodyguard. That Rox could have been a former king, and that's why he was there. I think he just
But it's
snuck
something
in.
to do with the D clan though. That's the thing, and Davy Jones is the key to that as well.
I
It's
think he just
something
snuck in, to be honest. I think he just snuck in. He wants to take over the world. He knows to do that, you got to go to the Snake's Head. He went to the Snake's Head. He realized it wasn't time yet. So he dipped out to get stronger, collect stronger people, stronger allies.
Do you think that the only way to become king of the world is necessarily just by defeating Emu?
Oh, I mean, you sit on that throne, and yeah, you're the king of the world. That's the whole point of it being empty. Well, empty.
So that was his. That's like the duality between him and Roger when they reached was at face to face with their final goals. They knew they were not ready to take on whatever that goal was. So it's like, what is harder to accomplish at this point, King of the Pirates or King of the World?
I think they're one and the same at this point, really.
Yeah, I think so too.
But there's 2 different meanings to them. While King of the World is more of a control thing, King of the Pirates is more of a freedom thing.
King of the Pirates is also an influential thing too. So I feel
I
like
think
they are kind of
And how do you get
synonymous
appointed
in a
that
way.
title?
They're kind of synonymous because finding the One Piece means finding the secrets of the world, which means you have the power of just knowing. And we know in One Piece, knowledge is like the greatest power there is. That's why they're literally erasing points in history. You know points in history. Like the Giants are so powerful not only because of their strength, but because of their knowledge. Like they know
Now
a
your
lot.
mic is starting to go in and out.
They
Now I'm starting to notice it.
they know a lot, but they're also strong, is what I mean. Like that's why the Giants are so prominent, is because they know shit, but they're also powerful too, all the same way. So, and Vegapunk's a prime example of that. Vegapunk's not strong at all, but he's one of the the most knowledgeable person on the planet. That's what makes him so powerful. So, I feel like knowledge and power are kind of synonymous in that way. Like, do you have to be strong to find the One Piece? Obviously, Roger it was the strongest pirate there is, from what we know. Rocks is
Well-famed power.
Rocks is kind of making us look at him a little weird, give him a little side eye treatment, but
Side eye trip to Rocks?
to Roger,
Oh, to Roger.
I'm not giving no side eye treatment to Roger. Just because I don't know. I feel like I feel like people just go off of. I mean that's all you. That's all a lot of people can go off of, or just like what they see or what they hear somebody say. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like, bro, like, you know, Oda got this fully fleshed out world with all of this crazy shit going on. If Rocks did some crazy ass shit like that, I'm sure Roger did some even crazier ass shit. But like that's the thing, we don't know because nobody ever says.
Right,
Until he
like-
says it, like until he says it, until he says something about the nigga, then everybody go like, oh my god, this, you know, we just gotta figure it out. We just gotta see.
We've had Roger in the series since the very beginning. So any room for giving us any details of what he did that was huge in the future, other than fighting Rocks on God Valley and then becoming King of the Pirates? Because we got no details of what he did as far as accomplishments. I guess he liberated a few places, but like, what were the circumstances of those liberations? And what they were like never big news. None of the events that Roger had ever done has been necessarily big news.
I feel like it's kind of weird to say that though, because we just don't know. I feel like we're still gonna get to that point where we like see the.
I mean, yeah, it's weird to say that, but like we've known this guy since the very beginning. Why has nothing been said yet?
I mean, we've been hearing about Rocks for a long time too. We just not getting it till now. It's
Yeah, we didn't really get
whenever the art calls for it, for like when somebody got to talk about it. That's just when it's gonna get brought up. And like, you know, Roger being like the beginning and the end, like the end all be all, like it would be no One Piece if he wouldn't have died and told niggas about it. So I'm pretty sure that's like some end of the game. We gonna find out what type of dirt this nigga done did.
Yeah, and why Garp was so fixated on him.
It might be a minute before we get some real, you know, Gold D Roger lore. You know, don't call for that might be a Laugh Tale flashback. You feel what I'm saying? We don't need
right. And I honestly felt like
I like that.
I felt like what's it called? Speaking of Laugh Tale, like whenever they were in Wano and they were going into the journal about the adventure and stuff, they only got it from Odin's perspective.
Yeah.
But even from Odin's perspective, being with Roger all the way up until then, it's been pretty much just a smooth sail, just visiting islands, finding these poneglyphs going on. Like, we haven't gotten any details of him fighting anybody for a poneglyph.
We know that
Like,
he snuck into Big Mom's territory and took hers from under her nose. We know that.
Right.
We know he snuck into Tot Lane and took her poneglyph from her. He didn't face her directly though, which I mean, I don't really blame him. If you don't need to fight, why fight? We saw Rocks do it just now. So anything that Rocks can do, you have to automatically assume him and Roger are rivals. Were rivals. I look at Rocks as like the antithesis of Roger, the anti-Roger, pretty much. Two sides of the same coin. They just took different paths. You know what I mean?
One actually had a linear path, knowing where he wanted to go, while the other one just went all around until things fell into the right place for him. You know?
They both wanted different things. Like anything Rocks can do, whether it's breaking into the flower room, whether it's killing an admiral, whether it's doing any of those things, you have to automatically just assume that Roger could do it too. Like we saw Roger send Odin, and we know how strong Odin is. Flying.
Yes.
Flying.
I mean,
Flying.
And he didn't even want to kill him. That was just like you want to fight? Here, I'm going to test you with this. Divine Departure. Sent that nigga flying and we know how strong Odin is. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Clashing with Whitebeard for what? They said they fought for fucking a couple days.
5 days, I think it was.
Fighting for days is crazy. That's like the weirdest concept of anime. How I'm fighting a nigga for days.
Niggas
Like,
had beef like that, bro.
It's that adrenaline and bloodlust. Trying
motherfuckers
to
not
survive.
tired, bro. I'll
No,
be
bro.
motherfucker be
Well, I mean-
hallucinating by day 3. Like, why you
They
jumping
taking
me? Like,
shifts
no,
in
I
between
ain't
fights and
jumping.
everything. You guys fight first, we'll relax. Y'all fight second, then the third team.
You think they did some like Fight Club shit? Like,
Yeah.
fuck it. Like, hey, line it up. 1v1s
You remember-
right here, right now.
Y'all don't remember what Whitebeard and Roger did? They sat down, had a meal, and then got right back to kicking each other ass.
I feel it though. You gotta eat.
You gotta
Bro.
eat.
Gotta
But
rest
then
up.
also back to like with Roger and Rocks, you can't always measure like you can't just be quick to measure the greatness of like the pirate with just like brute strength. Because whereas like Rocks did all that crazy shit, breaking into places, talking to these like secret hidden people and all of this shit like that. Roger also went up to the Sky Island and fucking graffitied a poneglyph in the ancient language. So it's like nigga doing shit that niggas ain't doing either. But it's like niggas on
He told
different
Odin
time.
to do it.
Oh, yeah, you know what I mean.
feel like
you know
the
what it means, though.
circumstance.
I mean,
I feel like the circumstance between Rox and Roger is pretty similar to Blackbeard and Luffy, because Luffy's most of his accomplishments are on screen rather than Blackbeard's are off screen, whereas reversed with Rox and Roger's accomplishments are only spoken about. You only hear about them. You don't really see them. But as far as Rox, we got like now we're like seeing what this man has been doing this whole time. And I'm assuming at that time he was the talk of the town, like the bigger talk of the town before like Roger and anybody other pirates. Because it doesn't. And plus on top of that, we didn't even have any big like other challenging pirates to even be a rival to Roger. Like,
I mean, they were all
Because they're all on Rox's crew.
Yeah, I'm like they're all hanging out with that nigga.
Like you did
I mean, I
Davy
guess
back
that's
fights
true.
left to right. They had their own crews, but because of those Davy back fights, he ended up getting the strongest member single handedly without even having to put up an actual brawl for him.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Still
like
wouldn't
wild how
became the
strategic
pirates.
that is. Like
They
imagine
showed
how he
that-
went against Whitebeard.
They showed he was like boxing, he was swimming, he was racing, he was doing a whole bunch of like different like games to win them over.
bro can do it all. He can do it all, man.
But I
It
feel
makes
like
you think though.
I feel
If
like
he wanted to find the One Piece, I'm sure he would have.
But yeah, that's the
like
thing.
two
He had
things
his
remain
sights set on Hachinosu. He had his sights set on Hachinosu. He had his sights set on the world itself. Like he knew things. Obviously, you don't just know about Emu. You know what I'm saying? You don't just know that. Like you had to find that shit out. So like just like Blackbeard knows a lot. So it just kind of shows that like the apple doesn't fall from the tree when it comes to that. But Rox being more of a tactician, facing shit head on, compared to Roger just being free and just journeying the world with his homies. Like that's literally what he was doing. Journeying the world with his homies, finding out secrets to the world. He found out the most important secret and say, you know what? Let's leave it up to the youngins to figure it out. I ain't mad at it.
I mean, was Rox not free, you think?
I think Rox was free, but what I mean by
The
like
nigga
Roger,
did any and everything.
what I mean by like Roger being free is like synonymous to like how Luffy is right now. Like he's literally just wanting to just have a grand scale adventure. Rox is out here setting up heists. Like,
He's making a plan. He actually knows the locations of where he wants to go.
do we
compared
think
to,
that
Roger.
Rox went to Mary Jawal by himself, or do you think he had help?
Bro, you gotta fix your mic, bro. I ain't gonna.
I think he went by himself.
Yeah, I think he went into. Yeah, I would say he did it by himself because I don't think the others agree to it.
Whitebeard
Or-
definitely wouldn't agree with that.
Yeah,
Do you think he was by himself, or do you think that I don't know.
Honestly, I feel like actually he probably had a couple people go with him only because the amount of crew members they actually had is a lot more significant than we really thought. Like, what, we have like 20, almost 20 members revealed now for the whole Rocks Pirates. So it's like a good amount of them probably went there, not even like to face the Celestials, but more just to rob them, pirate shit.
Pirate shit.
And free some slaves.
Because you think about it, Mary Jawas, obviously we saw the revolutionaries just break into there. We saw the revolutionaries just break in there recently. So it's not like anyone with a brain can't get in there if they want to. But taking 5 kings hostage and killing an admiral, I'm putting that all on him. Like, killing an admiral, I'm putting that all on Rocks. Like, that was strictly Rocks. But kidnapping 5 kings, like that, they have security. The God Knights were God knows wherever the fuck they were. But that's just not something that you can, like, just do. Unless, I guess it's just...
I don't know, man.
Who in the world could do that? Just kidnap these motherfuckers? Just like...
Kuma
Just
ran up
take
and
them?
beat the fuck out
What
of
was
that
his
king,
devil
bro.
fruit though? If he had one, like it could have been like a Dark
Rocks didn't
Flamingo
have one, I
one.
don't think.
I don't
They
think
could,
he.
like,
I don't think
manipulate
Rocks has a
strengths.
fruit. People are saying that he could have the OPOP fruit. I don't think.
Yeah,
that's
but he
true.
was swimming and shit. Like, yeah, there's no way he could have had a fruit. I feel like if he did, we would have known by now if he had a fruit. And especially if his fruit was ever mimicked anywhere, if he did have a fruit, that would be handled right away. Because, like, they had to delete the history of God Valley. They had to remove that from all data books and some more shit. So that means this nigga, people had to have appeared at God Valley that should not have been there. Things had to have happened on God Valley that shouldn't have ever been seen. And I'm assuming it's either the Gorosei, like full-fledged Gorosei showing up, or the world wasn't, I guess they didn't want the world to see what the full scale of the abilities of Sword could do, or Emu showed up. Like, those are like the 3 biggest options for you to need to like completely decimate and delete all information about a location. Like,
erasing somebody from history completely, or at least suppressing them to the extent to where common folk and common pirates and marines don't even know that he existed. Like, that's pretty crazy shit.
you have to delete his existence? Now, why would you think they would have to do that?
Because he knows about
Because he
Emu.
was gonna come back.
I think
Right.
because he knows about Emu is a big one. Probably because he knows more than what we see that he knows. But I think Emu is probably one of the biggest ones. I mean, you saw they literally, like, Lelouchia was already, I think, marked for elimination for them. But just Sabo being there and knowing of Emu, they literally wiped an entire country off the fucking planet just to get Sabo.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're not supposed to sit on the empty throne. The whole point is that all the nations come together to make decisions for the entire world, like a democracy. You know what I'm saying? So, the fact that somebody is sitting there is like the greatest taboo in that world for me. Like, that's like a huge, huge, huge red flag. Like, you saw how Cobra looked when he saw Emu just ore farming his way towards the fucking throne. Like, you saw Cobra's face, and Cobra's been around for a long ass time. And the fact that he saw someone sit somewhere where supposedly no one is supposed to sit, because that just shows that someone is ruling over the entire world, making decisions for everybody. You think you have free will, but you don't. They just allow you to think that.
Right.
So, I don't know. I want to ask y'all, though, how much impact now that we know Zebek is Teach's father? This is now what? We have Luffy and Dragon and Garp. You got Shanks and Shamrock and fucking what's his name?
Figuring.
Figurlin. You got the Figurlin. That's a fucking celestial. The old leader of the God Knights. And now we have Zoro and Ryuma, because we know that they branch from a family tree now too. How much emphasis do we put on lineage now? Like, do you think that being related to a powerful figure just means you're destined for greatness automatically? Because that's what it's pretty much showing us, that all these people that are like related to these prominent figures of history are like on a path to just do some crazy ass shit, whether it's intentional or unintentional.
It's hard to say otherwise
Yeah.
at this point.
I mean, I feel like Kobe's finna have some great significance in the story, and he doesn't have a crazy lineage
That we
to
know.
our knowledge.
that we know of. Let's see. I say we don't like we know about Chopper doesn't have lineage and he's goated. Frankie hardly. I mean, like, what do you mean? Like, are you talking about like big contenders as far as like everybody's captain, or just general people who are strong?
Luffy and
that are involved in
Blackbeard.
it?
Or just being well known. Is that what you mean?
Luffy and Blackbeard being related to who they're related to. Now they're on path. They're pretty much the top two contenders for Pirate King right now are Luffy and
the thing
But
about
Luffy's not
Luffy's
related
relation-
to Roger, though.
Yeah.
No, but being
That we
related
know
to
of.
Dragon and Garp though.
Yeah,
but I
like,
mean, Dragon and Garp are still of modern age, if that's what you mean. Like,
Garp's the
I don't
greatest
know.
Marine in history though.
and they're also
Yeah, I
more
know.
on the
He's
strict
the-
path too, because they're both admirals and marines.
Like, you see what I mean? Like, if you look at like a very, very important person, like, yeah, I'm not talking about people under Luffy. Like, look at Luffy himself, look at Blackbeard himself, look at Shanks. We thought Shanks was just a fucking stray fucking baby that Roger found. Come to find out, he's related to the Figurlin family, who's a prominent family within the Celestial Dragons. So,
right.
and now we're finding out Teach is literally related to the most dangerous pirate of all time. Following literally in his footsteps. Literally in his footsteps.
I mean, honestly, I feel like that's just that is probably just lineage taking over. I mean, this is a story that's been told 2 times before this even happened. So it has to end with the D clan. I feel like, whether it's from somebody prominent, because they are the enemies of God, and the only person who's really playing God is Emu at this point, and that's they celestial dragons and above despise anybody with the name D and like
Right.
in their name. So it's like at a point, in order for you to hate a clan that bad, somebody had to have started that. And then with that happening, it kind of just trickles down to what we have now, which is like Luffy and Blackbeard. Like, those are just wills that just kind of carried on. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I feel like this is just a feud that's been going on for damn near eons.
Only reason I asked that question too is because I've been seeing a lot of nepotism talk online. People saying like, "Oh, like this is only happening because he's related to him," or he's only this powerful because he's related to him. Like, if this wasn't his father, then he wouldn't be this strong. Like, I've just been seeing stuff like that online.
That kind of just doesn't make sense for Luffy, because although Garp is one of the greatest Marines, all Garp really taught Luffy was to survive. Like, he didn't pass on any like magnificent power to him, nor did his father. He was born with the will he had. That's what Garp said. Like, he was just born with that shit. Like, he was born to be him. And it's like, when you compare Luffy to Dragon and Garp, it's like Luffy's only been doing this shit for like a few years, and his name is reaching them. Like his name is quite literally not very far from their legendary stance. Especially what was going on with Elbaph. Like, and he's only getting better. There's just, I don't know. I feel like there's real serious levels to it at this point, and Luffy's really grasping at it at a fast pace.
Do
And that
you
can't.
do you think that Luffy is more similar to Roger or Rocks more? Because after seeing Rocks, I see a lot of Luffy. I see a
Yeah,
lot of Luffy.
that's what I was saying earlier. That's what I think the duality is, because Rox is showing out and going crazy, all this jazz. Luffy's essentially kind of doing what Rox is doing, minus the killing people and having like a very bad narrative of being evil. You
He's
know?
just doing it more uncoordinated though. He's just
Yeah.
going from place to place without an actual plan, kind of like how Roger is.
He's
But when it
basically
comes
a
down,
dumbass Rox.
yeah,
Jay Scully, what you think?
I think them just like the whole name, the people who have like the name D, even like in the more modern, like with Luffy and Blackbeard, they all have like some like these like weird similarities, but then like these also, like polar opposite differences. Like even down to like Blackbeard having a crew full of motherfuckers that just like go around smiling and laughing all of the time, even though it may be for evil reasons. But like they all do their thing. They all do their own thing the way they want to do it, and they just do it with a smile on their face. But it's just like, but they some weird motherfuckers. So I guess like even like people who don't have those like personality similarities, like people like Dragon or Garp, they all have these weird lifestyle rules that they stick to, and like they whole like freedom and doing what they want to do. But that's why they always kind of stand out. I feel like with the nepotism thing, it might be like the D nepotism, but other than that, bro, I don't really see it fully. But
I don't look too much into it either, honestly. I don't.
with the
I
people
don't.
with the name D though, that they it's always something with them. So I don't know. They might be on to something with that.
I don't try to put too much emphasis on it. I didn't really think about it until I saw people talk about it. So I don't think it's
But
really
it's
too
like
much to
every
it.
MC never necessarily has nepotism. I mean, like, there's not too many MCs that don't really have nepotism, at least in the circumstance of the story. Because, like, the big three, all of them are nepotized as fuck.
So the only reason why I say it's different from One Piece is because other characters aside from Luffy are just as important as Luffy right now. Like just as important as what Luffy is right now. Like Blackbeard, Shanks, like those are like the three biggest people in the pirate world right now are those three. And I guess the person with the last poneglyph, but we don't know who that is.
Like, Davy Jones?
The man with the burn scars.
Davy
Who y'all think that
Jones?
is?
Okay, now here's the thing, right? If this is a complete character that we've never ever seen at all in the story, even up until now, then it's like it's either got to be Davy Jones, like, because we had to have gotten a name at some point of a burn scar. Maybe not know who it was originally, but like there has to have been a name that was announced for this person. Because why would just his burn scars and then the significance of his ability be this important right now if he was never talked about as a name?
Well, we also
Right.
weren't focused on the last poneglyph until now either. Like the last poneglyph didn't really come into play until now.
Who rescattered? Did Roger rescatter the poneglyphs?
No.
One's
So
on Zoe.
so Roger met this person with the burn scars.
We don't even know if the poneglyph was with the person at the time. It could have went to the person after Roger. We don't
We
know.
know is that they say he sails on the black ship with burn scars, and anytime
Surrounded
any
by
ship gets
whirlpools.
close, yeah,
That's got to
anytime
be
a ship
Davy
gets close,
Jones.
I'm assuming it's a fish man because of the whirlpools and their fishman karate, how they can manipulate the water, how we saw Jinbei do. I'm assuming it has to be a fishman or something like that. There's no
Either
way
a
you just
fish
have
man or a devil
whirlpools
fruit usually.
surrounding you.
Or
Yeah, it's
both.
those two options.
Davy Jones is a fishman.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think he's technically a fishman.
We haven't seen no other black ships either.
Yeah,
So the thing with Davy Jones is, aside from Davy Backs, like I was saying earlier, aside from Davy Backs, we haven't really like talked about Davy Jones at all, or have like heard if he's actually like a real person or not. So I wouldn't be mad if it's Davy Jones. Obviously, it's not Saul. So
yeah, no, it's not fucking Saul. What the fuck? I could have told you that, nigga.
but we saw that
Saul.
Saul had like a bunch of like not burn
Bandages.
marks, but like ice burn. You know what I'm saying? Because he got frozen.
You okay? So when Lafayette first talked about the guy with the burn scars, he mentioned like this guy as in like this was before Saul like was even known or thought of.
They showed a panel of like Saul around the time, but his face was all black.
Saul around that time they showed a picture of him. Wait, he had a black ship. The guy that was a marine.
But they showed a panel of Saul, is what I'm saying, in Elbaph with all the bandages on him. So people thought it was Saul.
I don't know. I think that would have been kind of crazy for it to be Saul out of all of this.
Yeah, I didn't really understand why it would
the
be
guy
Saul
with
either.
the last poneglyph and like have like a black ship and be able to submerge like the ocean. Like, what can Saul
Yeah, it
do?
ain't him.
What you say, Kazi?
It ain't him, nigga.
Nah, I
Yeah,
don't think
what can Saul even do? Does he have an ability?
so. No, he doesn't
He's
have
part
a
of the
fruit.
D clan, and he
part of
just
the
uses
D clan.
Nappy pretty well.
Okay,
Literally.
that's
Wasn't
cool.
he a vice admiral?
Yes.
1 point.
Yeah. I don't know.
And then the whole thing with O'Hara happened.
There's one last thing I want to talk about though before we end this. Swordsmanship. With everything, I asked a couple people this question the other day. With everything that we're seeing from Rox in terms of his swordsmanship, in terms of his strength, are we upscaling Mihawk and Shanks? Mihawk
Yes.
specifically.
No.
Yes.
No.
100%. Because we have yet to even see Mihawk at true, not even 50% power.
And that's kind of why I'm starting to feel some type of way about Mihawk, because I'm like, bro, how much of this, how long can I take this hype, bro? I need to see something, bro. Something else.
Yeah. I think Mihawk is strong as far as swordsmanship, but like I said earlier, like none of these niggas got the world's strongest, world's greatest title until Rox died.
But still, the fact that Rox was a swordsman himself, though, and the amount of power he actually showed with just using a sword, that was during that era of time. Now, what if Mihawk's the new Rox with a sword type shit?
I don't know, man. We never saw anyone. I mean, we saw what Vista. Vista was
that
the
doesn't make
previous. Vista was the previous world's greatest swordsman before Mihawk, right? It was Vista, and then it was Mihawk, and I don't know who was before Vista because we saw Vista once, and then we never saw him again. That was in Marine Corps.
And that nigga wasn't on shit. What the fuck?
Well,
Like, if that's the contestment of world's greatest swordsmen going against each other, I'm not impressed.
you got to realize too that was before all the flashy hockey and shit like that.
Even if it was before flashiness, you have a title of the world's greatest whatever.
he held Mihawk
Like,
to a
Whitebeard
standstill.
showed the fuck out.
How about say Mihawk also during Marineford cut like the icebergs with like no resistance or anything.
And he held Mihawk
Like-
to a standstill during that. Like Mihawk
Right,
literally
exactly.
left. Mihawk dipped the fuck out. He's like, bro, I'm tired of this shit. Left.
Like, bro, what? Like, I don't know. And then it's like, how was he granted this title? What granted him this title? Who did he beat Vista to get that? Did he beat him?
So
Was that the determination?
The only reason why I say do we upscale because, like I said, we've only seen 2 Black Blades as of yet, and Mihawk is literally one of the only ones. And from what we know from Black Blades, that's like some of like the highest swordsman things you could have. Obviously, Oda hasn't done the greatest job into focusing on swordsmanship because there's so many other fucking things he's focusing on. But having a Black Blade is very significant. And I feel like we're seeing Roger use a sword. We're seeing Shanks use a sword. We're seeing Rox use a sword. We're seeing Zoro do this shit. Zoro's trying to climb up to him. That's like the gold standard is him. So seeing people that aren't categorized as swordsmen, they're just using swords as weapons. Do we upscale him? Because I feel like we kind of have to. Like, we're seeing a pacifista cloned after him do crazy ass shit as a child. And that's literally a mini him. With the devil fruit, of course. But literally a mini him. Do some crazy ass shit. Push the
He was
emperor.
more human.
Push
He was
the
more human.
emperor
Exactly.
through a fucking mountain with a slash. Not just anybody. He pushed Blackbeard. And that's the first time we saw Blackbeard use hockey to protect himself. Was against S-Hawk.
He was genuinely scared. He knew what Mihawk. He knows what the real Mihawk is capable of, and I feel like that's why a lot of people in the series don't even try him. Because there's only one person that got compared to Mihawk throughout the entire series, and that was Shanks with 2 arms.
Who was not the number 2 swordsman?
Exactly, but he was still what? Almost an Emperor of the Sea still?
I think he might have
Oh
been
yeah,
around
for
that
sure.
time. I
So
think-
that's where that title is like. It's kind of hard to give it that much weight now. Like,
I feel like
you could
have
be the
to,
world.
Because, like, end of series Zoro is going to be a monster. Like, we know that.
Yes.
Or dead.
Or dead.
Or dead.
He's either number 1 swordsman or he's dead. There's no anything else.
I could see Zoro dying. Like, I can see Zoro getting fucking murdered by Mihawk if it really came down to it. Especially now. Especially
man.
now.
After what we've seen Zoro do over the last couple arcs, like, against King, against Lucci, and we see S-Hawk do what he does, I feel like you got to put respect on Mihawk's name now. Like, it's only a matter of time before...
I respect Mihawk as a character, but it's like putting him like.
Are we comparing the movie version too?
The movie version of
Like,
you're
any
talking
of the
about
characters?
you're talking
'Cause, like,
about
You're
talking
Mihawk?
about Stampede,
Yeah,
where he
because when
did
that meteor came down, he literally just casually swung his sword and just took the whole thing out right after Zoro sliced it. It was like nothing for him.
Oda do be on staff with those movies. They don't just be making them shits out of nowhere. I don't know. I feel like the more we see people do crazy shit with swords, the more we have to start to kind of anticipate crazier shit that Mihawk gonna do when they take the fucking shackles off of him and just let him cut the fuck up. Like when they finally let Mihawk cut loose, is when shit's really about to really be crazy. I feel like whether it's Final War, whether it's before that, with Cross Guild getting into some type of situation where he has to step up and do something, who really knows at this point? But I wanted to ask that question before we ended it, though. Skully, Jay, Kazi, what do y'all think? Y'all have any last things on the Mihawk thing?
I've
I
been
think
seeing.
that
Do y'all? Oh, my bad. Go, Kazi.
no, very shortly. I think that he is the undisputed number one in the world. I think that Shanks may have been the only person in the world who could have rivaled him. I think that I think that Rox, though a legendary warrior, would not have stood as the best swordsman in the world, and I'll tell you why. Because he also had to compete with Roger, and he also had to compete with who else on Roger's crew? Anybody? Anybody? Anybody?
Rayleigh.
Really.
Really?
Rayleigh. Yes, yes. And there were a few other guys on there too. So I feel like there's just too much in the realm of swords to just say, yeah, Rox was the best swordsman in the world at that time. I think that's a blanket statement. Can't support it.
Who else do you think had that title before him? Or before
Bogard.
Bogart?
We don't know about Bogard, but he was with a sword. He's actually on par with basically a lot of them. He was in that war too
Bogar's
at
with
God
the
Valley.
hat, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Garth's right hand man.
The Matthew McConaughey looking motherfucker. With the fedora and shit.
It's funny.
Now, like,
It's funny that you mentioned Rayleigh though, real quick, because people are saying, going back to the lineage thing, people are saying that Mihawk could be Rayleigh's son.
that'd be kind of. I mean, I can see it a little bit, but like, does that? I don't
Their eyes
know.
don't match.
No.
I don't know, man.
I don't think they'll ever introduce lineage of Mihawk until it's like time for him to fight Zoro.
It's
and
probably gonna be in an SBS,
Whether
just
or
like
not he
Zoro
He doesn't
died.
even look like Shaki either.
It's gonna be in an SBS. I'm calling it now. We thought Zoro was gonna be shown in the forefront. It was in SBS. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna do the same thing with Mihawk eventually. When the series probably get into like that latter half, and there's
The
nothing
final
else
actual
to
final phase.
there's nothing else to really talk about in terms of backstories. We'll probably just get all the other shit that fans are curious about in SBSs and shit. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I think there's a lot more that we're gonna probably find out. We're gonna do another one of these after the arc ends, just like we did with Egghead. So be on the lookout for that shit.
Say this.
We'll do a post arc discussion. I wanted to get this out just because there's just so much to talk about right now. But I wanted to give the floor to y'all. Did y'all have any last things y'all wanted to talk about?
Rocks in 5 every time.
Skelly, you got anything?
Hell no, bro. You feel me? I'm sick of the agendas. I'm sick of the niggas who don't know how to read. Let Oda tell his story, man. That's it. That's all, bro.
Hey, man. I love it. I fucking love it, man. I fucking love it. I appreciate each and every single one of y'all for popping up, showing love, and being a part of this.
Well, you got to figure out your mic.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this shit, bro. This shit was literally just fine earlier. I don't know what the fuck's
It's
going
been
on.
doing that the whole time. Whenever you start talking for a long period, it'll just cut out randomly.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this thing. I'll figure it out. But we're going to end it there. I appreciate y'all, man. We're going to catch y'all in the next one.
Yes, sir.
Hey.